Welcome to this conversation with the just one bronze medalist, Chirag Shetty. Satvik has just reached home or on his way home, so we requested Chirag to join nonetheless because we wanted to do this. Gargi and I, both of us have written multiple articles in the last few days on Chirag and Satvik's redemption in Paris. I was physically there last year, and I remember that mixed zone. Neither Chirag wanted to talk, neither I wanted to talk. We just looked at each other and that was it. And thereafter, both Gargi and I were in Delhi when Chirag had come for that event. And he looked sad. Both, we have both followed their careers and celebrated them for the longest time. Last year was not the Chirag and Satvik post August. Now it feels good again. Gargi, welcome. Chirag, obviously, welcome. He's just reached home. Chirag, thank you very much for joining us. First thoughts. Difficult draw. Liang Wang, then Chia So. Tell us about this bronze medal.
Yeah, firstly, thank you for having me. I think, like you said, post August things, post the Olympics, things weren't that great, both personally and professionally. I think, but this is sort of a redemption. I think, well, I think when the draws came out, we knew we had a very uh, tough draw right from the first round, playing against a Chinese Taipei player. Then again, against two pairs we've not really played well against in recent times, and I think going into the tournament, yes, we wanted to do well, and I think that's what we did. We wanted to uh, play at our best and not really think too much about the result. And I think, yeah, when we I'm finally happy to be coming back to the medal.
Chirag, you talk of redemption, but I'm dying to know when you came back. Was there a moment where where both of you felt like, oh, we're so back now? It's finally time to get back to where we were.
I think I am someone who like doesn't keep the losses or the wins for a very long time. So I think I think now it's done and dusted. Now I'm looking forward to the next tournament. So after the match, yes, we did feel really good. I think the when the last points got over, especially against the Chinese and also against Malaysians, because with the Malaysian sort of a rematch of last year, exactly a year later, in the same stadium, on the same court, in the same stage, quarterfinals. So it, I, I don't know, it was probably destined that it had to be uh, there again after a year. So yeah, I think after the match, yes, I did feel good. But once we were back in India, I think we are looking forward to the next goals that lie ahead.
Gargi will ask the next one for me. I was speaking to Coach Tan Kim Har, and he said, and I asked him, I mean, I'm asking you, all of us were watching 11-6, and we thought, our boys are on song. And what happened? I mean, Coach explained that, yes, they were tired as well to a degree. Second game was brilliant. The third game, 0-9, and the game went away from us. When you look back, was there anything that you think you could have done? What exactly transpired? Because Coach said, even I thought they will win this one and make the finals. How do you react to that?
Yeah, I think obviously we would have wanted to win that match against the Chinese pair. Everybody would have hoped that we would win that match. But I think we were playing quite well until 11-6. I think probably a few easy points from then on. And but when they got back, I think they were playing quite solid. They was mixing the serves quite well, and especially in the third set. I think although they got back and won that first game, and then we were able to win that second. But in the third set, I think uh, they were serving and mixing it really well, which definitely caught us by surprise because until then they were not mixing it as much. They were serving it short, but and since they were serving quite well in the front court, we were trying to take it as early as possible and try to keep it down. But they started mixing it with flicks, which they caught us by surprise. And when I look back, I think one thing which I would have wanted to do better, or we would have wanted to do better, is that instead of attacking that front court serve, we should have just let it go on that side and focus on the third, fourth stroke rather than focusing on trying to attack from the first serve itself. So yeah, I think a lot of ifs and buts, but yeah, we would have wanted to play better in that third set.
And because we're talking about the bronze and the world championships, was there a difference in your mindset walking into this tournament? And I'll ask a follow-up question as well.
Obviously, it is always, I think, when you play a major event, um, the way you approach a tournament, I think you want to have as many weeks of practice as possible, so that going into a major event, you have at least 2 to 3 weeks of practice and then you play a tournament. Whereas for other tournaments, you usually play back to back, and you're not focused. Like, obviously, you are focusing, but it's not like you are thinking about that week itself, because there are multiple weeks after that. So yeah, I think leading up to the World Championships, we were had a good 2 3 weeks of sessions, but I had a few niggles here and there where I didn't play for a couple of days because of my back. But apart from that, um, the preparation was quite decent.
And a follow-up on that, if that's all right.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask, when we talk about this bronze, was it less about proving to the world and more about proving to yourselves that you still can make it to the very top and you belong there and want to stay there?
definitely. I think like winning the bronze, I think we've already won a medal at the World Championships. More than that, I think beating two pairs back to back, I think that was quite crucial, because I think whenever we've played uh, a semi-final or a final or won a major event, it's always been when we've been outside the top eight, been inside the top eight. So the only time you start against top ranked pairs would be after the quarterfinals. So you take 3 good matches and win the title. But uh, here at the World Championships, we were playing good matches right from the first round, and we had to take 2 pairs out to hope so that we can go and win a medal. So, and those 2 pairs, like I said, we've not really fared well against them. And one of them was the previous year's silver medalist, and one was the bronze medalist. So it's always a tough battle against them, and to get them out and win a medal, I think it was quite special.
That's actually a very good answer. I mean, coming to partly a continuation, Chirag. We've spoken so much about workload management in recent times in the context of cricket as well. Think about Jasprit Bumrah. And there's loads of talk about workload management. And I asked coach about you two, and he said, look, there are 25 tournaments, and we had thought at the start of the year we will focus on All England, World Championships, and end of the year the Super Series finals. How do you, because look, I mean, these are human bodies. You cannot keep going with the same intensity week on week. It's not possible. How do you look at this? And again, you've both been through injuries. It's not as if these are rookie bodies starting out. How do you look at workload management, and what's the plan?
It it is uh, it is genuine and real, I feel. Like you said, I think even in cricket, for that matter, there has been a lot of chatter around workload management, and people who actually play the sport and know the demands of it, I think, know how difficult it is to keep your body fit week in, week out. I think it's extremely important. As for badminton, I think we, like coach said, there are 25 tournaments in a year, and uh, everybody will be saying that you need to play this tournament, this tournament, this tournament to keep your ranking up. But for us, I think it's more to do with quality over quantity. I would rather play lesser number of tournaments and win more titles than play 20 tournaments and not win any. So yes, in that perspective, I think taking care of injuries and doing a proper workload management on is very, very crucial in today's day and age. And I think that's sort of our goal right now, because we know for a fact that if we are uh, keeping our bodies fit and healthy, I think we know that we are right at the top.
We're already talking about LA 28. We're constantly talking about this redemption arc from Paris 24. But Chirag, I want to get a bit personal and ask you, how do you balance public expectation with your personal healing post Paris, with the whole country watching your every single move?
I think I am the biggest critic of myself. I think nobody else uh, would critique me more than myself. I think um, I am someone who wants to keep pushing no matter how good or bad the situation is. I just want to play at my best every single time I get on court. And yes, the expectations that are there, and it only adds up. But I see it as a positive thing that yes, people are expecting us to win, and it's I think it's just chatter around. Like when you win, people will just go gaga over you, and the moment you lose, people will be like, "You should stop playing badminton. You don't know how to play." So I think it's just external noise. You just need to avoid it if you can. If you don't, then you just listen to it and just let it go from the other year. So yeah, that's what I do.
That's actually a good answer. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And that's not just for sport, it's for all of us. Whatever you
yeah,
write, whichever, today I will say something good about Chirag, Gargi will say something good about Satvik, and we are
yeah,
Chirag PR and Satvik PR.
yeah,
And tomorrow one says something, that's become the bane of our lives because of social media.
yeah,
Two-part question, Chirag, before I know it's 5, 6 minutes on the show.
yeah,
The impact of Coach Tan Kim Her, now that it's been some time that you've kind of reunited with Coach? And secondly, just give me what is special about him, and because I enjoyed speaking to him that night on the before the prize distribution. And the second thing is this: I really need to know, how did you pull off that dive? Did you realize what you were doing? Because
yeah,
that Chirag Shetty dive is like that Virat Kohli Melbourne innings or that
yeah.
Neeraj Chopra throw. That dive, and I've actually seen that dive at least 25 times. It is unreal. And then you get back in a flash and you play that point and win. That Chirag Shetty dive is part of my folklore as far as sport is concerned. So, Coach Tan Kim Her and the Chirag Shetty dive.
Yeah, I think coach obviously since the time he's come back, I think it's been really good. I think we started off where we left when he left back in 2019. I think um, he's had a great influence on me and Satvik, because he was the one who paired us up initially, and I think when he joined uh, um, the Indian team, we were youngsters who were extremely raw. He shaped us into like world class players. I think by the time he left, and now when he's come back to the setup, I think um, he's joined us with like we've been world number ones and won several tournaments. So the approach with which he's working now has completely changed. Now it's a lot more of uh, discussing what works for us and what doesn't, and like it's more of a thing where we discuss where it can be about tournaments, it can be about practice. He will ask us what do you think is working and what doesn't, and then he'll give his feedback, and then um he decides the program and everything. So which wasn't the case before, when because he was still very young and didn't really know how to reach that level. But now since we've played at that level, we have an idea what works for us and what doesn't, and it's just the minor details that we need to fix. And yeah, it's been really good working with him.
Final question from my
No,
end.
no, the Chirag Shetty dive.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think it was like I think I still remember Satvik served and then Satvik moved into the net and just tried to play it in between because it was 17-16 at that point, third game, and we didn't really want to lift at that point, and somehow the bang kept it down, and I had no other option but to dive. And luckily, I didn't dive and slept on the floor. I got up and somehow got that back, defended it well. Then Satvik took the next defensive stroke, pushed it, and then went on to kill that stroke. So yeah, it was in that moment it felt really good because it was a very crucial point. It was 17-16, and if we would have lost that point, it would have been 18-16, and it could have been anybody's game. But from then on, Satvik served quite well. We were down 17-15 and won 21-17, took 6 straight points. It sort of definitely caught them by surprise as well because they probably didn't expect me to get that one back.
All right. Final question from my end. Where are you and Satvik right now, as in terms of mindset? How are you defining success? Is it titles? Is it rankings? Or is it, simply wanting to stay consistent?
I think to be firstly to be injury free. I think in the past 1 year we've not played a tournament where we've not. It's not that like we play tournaments even before where we've been injured, but here we've missed quite a lot of tournaments. And for me, I've never had a phase where I was out for 2-3 months at one go. And for me, it was quite difficult to get back after that back injury. But now our main aim, the first aim, is to keep ourselves injury free, and I think next is to win titles. I think that is our next goal. And I think ranking follows. I think we are ranked 9. 2 months back, I think we were ranked 27. So I think hopefully by year end we should be back in the top 5. I think that's our goal. And there's still one major event for the year, which is the World Tour Finals, which like although we've been the highest ranked pair in the world, but we've only played the World Tour Finals once, and this time we want to be there in that tournament and hopefully perform well.
Okay, my last question. Last year, when the two of us asked you, and yes, you were down, but you still said that we will not stop till we have an Olympic medal. Is that still the dream? Asian Games and the Olympic Games?
Definitely. I think it will always be that elusive medal. I think we've medaled at all major events now. The Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, Thomas Cup, the World Championships, Asian Championships. But I think the one tournament that is remaining is the Olympics, and I think it's the pinnacle and for every athlete. And I think for us too, we'll give our everything. It's still 3 years away, but um, like they say, it's not 1 year, it's every day. And yeah, we are working towards it, and hopefully um, things might be different from Paris and Tokyo in India.
Lovely. I'll end there. Gargi, I think you're good. Then I'll end the show. And it's been a pleasure on behalf of both Gargi and I. Chirag, thank you very much for joining. We will be
Thank
there
you.
in China for the Asian Games. We will be there for All England, and we will try and be there for the year-end Super Series finals as well. And
Yeah.
needless to say, in LA, because
Yeah.
you guys are favorites. You guys are absolute champions. And as I said earlier, you're good for sport. That
Thank
Chirag
you.
Shetty dive defines you, not that
Yeah.
Paris
Yeah.
loss. All the
Yeah.
very best, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So
Chirag.
much.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.